Hi, this is Kim Pinkney and welcome to my channel. Alrighty, I am going to see if I can finish up day 21 here. Day 21 for the past 3 days. Let me go ahead and share with you a replay of how we got here. Alrighty, so this particular day, if you missed 1 and 2, is basically jumping into the fray in civilian clothing. And it's kind of been an evolution. My characters that were selected were, I think it was 4 and 7 or something like that. And they're the ones that you saw at the very beginning in color. And number 4 was my pug guy. So he is right here offering a flower to the lovely villainess who's about to, she sends her foot out to, it's in the hair. Well, basically, it's the hair is the sentient being, and the woman is the, or the diva, 80s diva, futuristic 80s diva, is the villain here. And the body is the like an accessory. The hair is the villain. The hair is the sentient being, and it's long and it's mean. So before she attacks the other people, she's gonna take him out real quick. This little insignificant worm. And in the meantime, his power is basically to use tarot cards. And whatever is on the card he can summon, which is basically this big ass sword that's about to hurl right at her. Now this whole thing has just been an evolution in progress. If I was to do this for a comic type of thing, it would have been separated into panels. But since I don't have a real story or anything like that, it's just as I'm drawing, things just evolve. And this character here, this evil lady here, is the idea of Tatted Hearts. And they popped on into the chat, and they're like, what would be cool? Like a long-haired villainess, And as they went to describe the character, I'm like, I know that you're a fan of Ariana Grande. I think she'd be the bomb for this particular idea. So Tatted Hearts proceeded to send me a whole bunch of pictures of Ariana Grande with these long ass hair in different positions. Yeah, Tatted knows my deal. I need just to get that inspiration, everything to fit just right. And that's with any kind of source image that I would use. If I have a pose in mind, the source image face has to fit that pose, vice versa or whatever. But anyway, so I found a pose, Gene Kelly tap dancing, and I'm like, you know what? That pose would be badass for somebody looking over their shoulder and just off with his head. So I had a lot of white space as I started to kind of design the dynamics of this, because it was just kind of all over the place. So I wanted a triangular shape. And there's a lot of triangles you'll see in this. Even in the lady herself, she's got triangles. Now, I don't have a name for the villainess yet. She is one of the space aliens that is has had a whole bunch of 80s TV rays hit their people, and basically they formed their culture around the 80s. And a lot of the alien cultures, because the TV waves just keep going out and out and out and out for infinity, who knows what other things are being influenced. So by the time, by the 2000s in our neck of the woods, the 80s has reached this particular group of folk. And the 80s were definitely an interesting time. 90s too, but the 80s were crazy with the bright colors and things like that, and the neons and everything. It fits into in fashion and whatnot. It all comes all the way full circle. So what's going on right now is I'm going to go ahead and finish it up, and it's basically putting in the final colors. And because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and that's one of the things that slows me down the most, is not frickin' knowing. So I kind of have an idea right now of what I want to do, and it is to blacken this skirt. And I found an outfit that I thought would be badass for this particular character. And it's got this futuristic vibe about it. So I'm going to go ahead and color her outfit black. And then I'm going to put neon lights onto it. Fluorescent lights onto it. And it's funny that the 80s is like perfect for the cyberpunk type thing, because there's a lot of the neon and all kinds of like wonderful things like that happening. Let's see. I'm going to color virtually everything in black, so that the fluorescent lights pop up really well. Now the hair, I'm just imagining that the hair uses her as or this body here, as just an accessory. Even the hair itself, I think it doesn't, because it's an alien, it doesn't understand that the hair is considered the accessory and not the body. Like, and I can see that if somebody tries to cut the hair, that it would be offended. So barbers are, because it's like, what are you doing? You're trying to kill me. It's like, no, I'm just trying to trim your hair. No, you're trying to kill me. But this is an alien race, so what do they know? And the 80s had a lot of big hair. So, yeah, so I can kind of, let me see, I'll just go ahead and block this whole thing in, because it's all going to go black. Let's see, and I'll put the hair on another layer, so it'll be above. Let's see, we'll just do all of this. And it is just an excuse to play with the lights too, the lighting brushes. I admit it. I love those brushes. Every other picture that I've done is since I've discovered those brushes has got like some sort of effect in it. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is just selecting everything that I see that may need the treatment. So I'm going all the way around and just selecting, and then I'm going to color it all at once. That way I have a bit of a consistency. Yeah, these characters, besides this one here, were designed by using seventhsanctum.com. It's a random generator for different ideas, for writers, for artists. Because it's like, it just pulls things at random you never would have probably come up with on your own. You could have, but you never know. Like, the characters that I have produced in the past weeks have just been definitely out of this world. And then once you get your the selection, once you get your random design and whatnot, then trying to make it work in your story. Now that was the challenge, and it's been a fun challenge. It's been a great ride so far. Let's see, and I think I'll put, since she's going to have the collar, and let's see, I'm going to do this sort of thing right now, and we'll pop that collar up a little higher. Or not the collar, it's the big puffy shoulder pads. That was a thing too. Like if you've ever looked at a Rob Liefeld comic picture, definitely shoulder pads, and Just pads, period. All right, so let's fill this in. And I want to give it more of a purplish, purple black. Let's see, here we go. And I think that's not too bad. How about right? Just as long as it's a deep dark plum of some sort. There we go. It might just need to be black itself. We'll see. Gotta get those gloves. Now it looks like the speckles are on a different layer. I'm gonna have to fix that. That's no problem. Now I kind of like that slit there. I kind of like that. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it, but not today. But not yet. Let's see. We'll just go ahead and fill everything in here. Oops, deselected everything. Beautiful, Kimberly, beautiful. Okay. So ultimately, I was thinking of making this into a comic book. These were side characters for my main character to interact with, because I didn't have anything like that. So this challenge, this 30... Why did I keep going up there? Let's see if it'll let me just come back into it. Don't undo selection. Give me selection. I was hoping it would give me my selection back. It won't give me my selection back. Cruel and evil thing. We'll stop going to the wrong place, Kimberly. Yeah, I keep going up to the top to add, and I have to go down to the bottom where the add button is, so I can add to my selection. And I went down to the bottom. Good, good, good. Good girl. I think what I need to do is just tell myself, add, woman, add. Because if you go back up to the selection up at the top, it just deselects everything. Alright, so there we go. Fill! Okay, I didn't fill that one. Okay, so deselected it. Ah, shucky ducky. Okay, so here we go. Feeling like a mad woman. We'll get that little spot. That's okay. We'll make it into a shadow eventually. Okay, so let me find out what's going on this layer. Yeah, that's all got to go. This was all sparkles and stuff like that. Let's see if I can... Oh, don't want to do that. Try it one more time. But this time I'll have to use like a brush and physically fill it by paw. Yeah, looking at the challenges, I was like, especially for next week. I just pretty much groaned. I was like, really? This is what you get when you don't read. Read, Kimberly. Read what you're trying to do here. Yeah, because I looked at some of the things that they want me to do, and personally, I don't think these guys are a team. I never designed them to be a team. I designed them to be just ordinary people that are in this particular place. And so just for giggles, I'm going to turn them into a team. But ordinarily, they're not a team. And they'll tell you, we're not teammates. We don't know each other. Or in a way, all of them do. And I think because they live in this particular community, eventually they'll get to know each other very well. So being a team is not a bad thing. Now, I suck at design. I really, really do. I really, really do. I know very little as far as creating really interesting outfits. But I'm pretty good with splicing things. It's just that my taste level kind of sucks. I have very little taste in good clothing or whatnot like that. I'm not the fashion maven. But I think what I'll end up doing is, let me drop that. What I think I'll end up doing is just, when it comes to a particular character, just kind of do my research when it comes to a certain look. Like, this is a futuristic type 80s look. It channels the 80s, but it'll have like the futuristic cutouts in it. Let me see if I can find, okay, there we go. So I have a lot of construction lines, a lot of construction sketches and things like that happening in here, because I didn't know what I wanted. But now we know, and knowing is half the battle, G.I. Joe. Okay, so, and we'll do something with that collar. Haven't decided yet. Now, she is an alien. Let's finish up the stress here. Make sure everything is covered. And let's see. We'll pick... We gotta go 80s. And I'm thinking she's more in the purple range. So we'll keep her in the purple range. With pink, neon pink is obnoxious. So let's see if we can do that. We want to stay with the obnoxious colors. Let's see. Let's go with this. Hey, how's it going? Good morning. I dress plainly, darling. Futuristic 80s sounds great. So yeah, so it's like this is what's affected these people, and Ariana Grande is an earring, basically, or a hair clip. Let's see. Let's see. So maybe she could channel like a Prince type of thing. Maybe the next time she comes back in her iteration will be Prince of some sort. Or maybe that would be the person that's going to come to avenge her. Let me pull that outfit that I found. Let's see. So the brush that I was thinking of was these luminance brushes. They're found right here in Procreate. And they all come with the program. None of these things I created. And I've got the light brush and the light pen that I use a lot when I try to do these neon looks. Let's see. Bring it down a little bit. Come on. Gotta give it a second to catch up to me. Come on. I'm trying to make it bigger so I can make a mess. And let's see. Let's try light brush. And we'll bring the brush down just a bit. Let's put it on its own layer. That way if it sucks, I can always just erase it and try again. Okay. Let's see. We want to emphasize femininity, so we'll do that with the boobs, the bibbis, the breastages. There we go. We'll kind of make it look interesting. And then we'll bring that down. So it kind of like bones almost. Let's see. So let's see. We'll have. Let me make that a little brighter. And now with this brush, the more that you go over it, the whiter it gets on the inside. So like if I do this sort of thing, it becomes definitely lighter. So like that little dog that you're designing, with the, what is that called? With the lightsaber, definitely this would be his little thing. Let's see, and also that soft, yeah, exactly, like that soft blue. Let me try that one instead. I think that would be better than the pink. Because I don't think the other girl that I have here, has that. Let's see, that pastel neon blue. Let's see. Yes, definitely lightsaber colors. Whoop 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 whoop. Let's see. A lot of triangles. We'll just bring that there. Yeah, they were all about the geometric shapes too. Um, let's see. So I figure maybe she's channeled more of the dynasty look with the late night drama. And it would be so crazy to have them come across, um, what was it called? Like Dallas, you know, like it was like the nighttime drama crap. The nighttime drama crowd. So she's more like the, um, what was her name? Gosh, she was so cool. Alexis. Um, I'm trying to remember the actress's name, but yeah, it'll come to me in a second. Joan Collins, I think that was her name. Yeah, she was on that show. She was the queen of the bitches. She was so awesome. And then we got to have a Larry Hagman. Um, and what was funny is when I was growing up, Larry Hagman was I Dream of Jeannie's boyfriend. And when they made him into a villain, it's kind of weird to see like your childhood heroes or childhood. Yeah, I guess he was. I don't want to say he was a hero, but you know, was his name Healy, or was Healy Major Healy the other guy? I can't remember. I don't know. It's been too long. But yeah, that's what I used to watch when I was a kid. And to see someone like that, you know, because actors get roles. But kids don't understand that. You know, you're Gomer Pyle for life, bro. Okay. And I'm like dating myself so hardcore. We'll have this as a trim around the edges. This might be a bit much for her. Just a bit. And it would really stand out if this was more black. Let's see, what can I do for the legs? My thing is going batshit crazy. What is going on? I keep hearing this, yo, yo. Don't know. Okay. Let's see, and we'll just throw a couple things there. Yup. And let's see. We'll try. I'm trying to think of. And I think somewhere along the way I'll probably put like a halo or something like that on her. Let me see. Let me do this sort of thing. So she has something. And I'll make this a little bigger. I wonder where can I was thinking where can I throw triangles on here? Try to give her that sporty look. And we'll hit her collar there. Okay, yay. We should do something with the fingertips maybe. Let's see. It'd probably have to go above the line layer. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. And for giggles, we'll even put it on her lips. We'll make her, oops, make her lips kind of light up as well. Okay, so how would the back look? Let's see. I could just do, oh, a target. Oops, let me back it up. Let's see. Maybe concentric. Just different little triangles. Let's see. We'll give her a thong. Anything for a thong. And then just have those come back around. And just have these come straight on down. So she kind of looks like Tron, right? You went with the blue instead of the pink, or adding both. I think I'm going to go with the blue on this one. We'll have the blue be her color. And then when someone pops in, one of the other aliens, maybe we'll have them wear something like that. But these are a lot of fun. And when you have a lot of the dark, it really just like really super pops out. Let me make it a little smaller so I can make the thinner white line on the inside really shine. And I can imagine if it was like animated, that there would be like a light going, you know, coursing around inside of it. Kind of like her life source, I'm trying to think of how you would call it. Like a heartbeat type of thing going on. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, and the edge. Alright. See, I don't really have too much going on with the boots. We just have it right here for that part. There. And like a little line. Okay. I know less is more, but not today. And then her. I mean, I can imagine that 80s jacket that, what's his name? Eddie Murphy wore. No, it wasn't 80s. It was, yeah, Tron. Like Tron. But that one that, what's his name? Michael Jackson. That jacket that was like really super popular. I think it was the Thriller jacket. If it had like neon. Yep. I think we've got to throw 80s icons in here as villains. Just mess up my childhood and everybody else is in between. Let's see. Okay, so dear Ariana. So yeah, like Crystal Harrington. I think that's what her name was. I think that's what her name was. I can't remember. God, dandruff. Freaking memory. From Dynasty. I think it was Dynasty. Yeah, Beat It jacket. That's the one. And if it had like the neon going through it. And I don't want to say that this is like their what is it called? I want to say that this is more of like their life source or something like that, and not necessarily just for fashion. But aliens didn't know that then. Maybe that could be it. So maybe instead of the purple hair, maybe I'll have the blue hair because let's see, my other girl is purple, so I really need them to kind of be a little bit more distinctive. Let's see, we'll stick with black here, and I need the fine hairbrush. That's what I need. Okay, so somehow, some way, I've got to bring in like, oh gosh, there's so many 80s villains. Oh, I'd love to have the A-Team. Holy crap. That would be funny. Can you imagine Mr. T? Oh my gosh. And they've got to have like oh, that would be so cool. So I think that's what I'll do is like I'll throw in some 80s nostalgia in there, with like their van that they had. Let's see, also like the good old boys. Oh yeah, the spaceship, have the General Lee be a spaceship because 80s. B.A. Baracus, yeah. Oh man, yeah. I definitely need to throw in 80s characters, and I gotta bring back like 80s TV show families and stuff um, like Different Strokes with what you talking about, Willis. He's got to make an appearance. Gotta. I gotta bring back my 80s for a sec. 80s with a vengeance. And they're all here to tour. They're here for the tour. Yeah. It's like, don't you wish disco would die? Well, guess what? Our 80s. And then the next season will be like the Bee Gees. We have the 70s coming. It's like, good Lord, no, when will it end? Oh, oh Lord. Okay. So yeah, but with the twist, with the gotta do the mullet. Oh, yeah. All those things that you wish would go away went away, and then they come back, but with a futuristic alien twist to it. So I definitely have to throw on some alien twists. So could be like oh, can you imagine um, like one of the one of the one of the nights. Okay, so like this host club, it changes themes a lot, for different clientele and time frame and things like that. But like one of them could be like an alien theme, like alien sex night or something like that, where you have like the face huggers. Everybody's got a face hugger, or chatting with somebody, or sitting with an egg from the Aliens movie. See, this is how bad ideas become comic books. And I remember watching a comedian, I can't remember which one it was, where he says that George Lucas, when he was designing Star Wars, the New Hope, said that you know, where did they get these hairstyles? It's like, you know what? I think they were out there smoking dope at a campfire, and they're like, well, you know, taking tokes, like, okay, get this. You know, they got the munchies, so then they start bringing up what Princess Leia's hair looks like. And she's got the cinnamon roll hair. Yeah, that's the ticket. Yeah, and the space, one of the space guys, he rides around with a big hairy dude. You know, just like, and it's like, you know, and they're talking about all kinds of stuff like that. But yeah, like, where did he get his ideas? He must have been smoking dope when he was doing this. I can't remember the comedian who brought that up. It might have been George Carlin or something like that. I can't remember. But it's like, yeah, yeah, and then get this, the guy that's the big hairy dude. He goes, like they're just smoking dope around the campfire. Oh Lord, but yeah. So definitely, it's gonna be the attack of the '80s. Definitely, that's gonna be a lot of fun. And it always comes down to this host club because they're doing the. It's like, you're not supposed to have face hugger night. We banned that across the galaxy. He and Spielberg and the boys. That's it. That's it. He and Spielberg and the boys. Yeah, smoking dope. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Now this one would be good with the pink stripe in it. I think I'll throw a few of the glowing neon things in here. I definitely will need the hair to stand out if I. Oh God, dandruff! Give me a second. I'm trying to make this get bigger. It gives me problems. Let's see, and it can't hurt to throw some of that blue in the hair here. Yeah, so they're supposed to be policed by a certain organization at this host club. They're supposed to be hosting aliens. They come in and wear human suits and help aliens relax and party. And sometimes they get a little carried away. So I could totally see Alien Hugger Night. That would be I'd go. Why not? Why not? Um, you know, among all the other themes that they'll have. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna color her lips too. We'll use the light pen this time. And oh yeah, light pen is much better than the light brush. Maybe. It just lets me get a little bit more precise. Let's see. Yeah, I looked at this morning. I was like, I don't want to do this. Oh my God, it's so much work. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm having fun with this. I wonder if I should, let me see if I can make her eyes light up with the light pen. I want to just try to get this alien thing going. Oh yeah. Okay, so let me pop that down a bit. I'm gonna drop that down a little bit. There we go. Nice. And can you imagine like Robert Palmer coming in with his I'm addicted to love girls and all of them are aliens and their what is it called? Their instruments are weapons. You know, they're his either his hit squad or his what was it called? Or an entourage hit squad. What do you call those people? Security force. We'll make him into a big deal. Those of us who know the '80s or have survived the '80s would understand. Yeah. I never would have come up with this on my own. Well, I did, I guess, didn't I? No, but I wouldn't have thought to use Ariana Grande for something like this. Was she even thought of then? I can't remember. All right. And we'll throw a couple of streaks into her hair. All right. Okay. This is coming along nicely. Let's see. Maybe I can fix these lips here before I get off of this brush. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and finish coloring, and then I'm going to make some of my lines disappear. See if it'll let me. Yes. I was hoping it wouldn't lose the yeah, this weekend I want to do some writing, and I want to do um, a bit of character development. Actually make my characters more solidified and clean them up a little bit. I have to give that kind of time to it. But yeah, some of the ideas that we had in the '80s, or the ideas that came about in the '80s, were just like, it makes you wonder. Yeah, writing. Ew, writing. But it's like I gotta do something in order to get the stuff going. Yeah, character development, definitely. So I need to do turns. I need to do um, because when it comes to doing, oops, when it comes to doing the comic, I'm imagining that I can recycle some images here and there. That's not the lines I'm looking for. Let's see, maybe it's these. Yes. I could just blend them in. Let me see, let me go back. Let me see if it'll let me blend it in. Yeah, that's nicer. It's like a contour. Kim's lazy woman contouring. But the stuff on the outside I'll definitely throw away. Go away, go away. Oh, writing. Yeah, and some of the fun of it, I wouldn't mind doing it like on screen, you know, coming up with some ideas and things like that. Like I did for um, week one day 1 through 7, because it's like I'm definitely gonna probably channel the what is it called, the Seventh Sanctum again. And that, have you got to check it out yet? That place is wacky. Those generators are so wacky, but in a fun way. You know, it's just like, oh my gosh, I never. And then some of it will be like aha moments. It's like, ah, I can use that, or that's brilliant, you know, type of thing. Some, and others are like, okay, I got to go to a different one. But I was creating a challenge, 100 days of making comics. And oh well, yeah, whenever you can, or like if you ever hit that moment where it's like, you know what, I need a good bad guy, or I need some comic relief, you know. And there's the stuff is so off the wall and wacky, it's just like badass. But oh, I think Ariana needs a little bit more faux head. I didn't want to cheat the woman from her faux head, her 5 head, or whatever she's got. Let me see. Let me check my source image and see how much faux head she's got. But yeah, when I was doing the 100 days of making comics, and my story just got way too big for 100 days. I was like day 20, and I realized that this story is beyond me, or beyond what I need, or I won't be able to complete like an entire thing in 100 days. So I wanted to create something that I could do within 100 days, but it was so funny that life would get in the damn way. It was amazing how much, like, things would just pop up. It's like, oh, you gotta do this, you can't do that right now. Oh, you gotta go to work. Oh, gotta work overtime. You know, it's just like, oh, and then you're almost too tired to work, or too tired to work on anything. So I would, oops, wrong brush. I would try to work on my break if I had to work long shifts. And I would get like maybe a half an hour lunch. God, those days sucked. Still getting a half hour lunch, like where I'm working, but it's not as stressful as when I was working at Michael's, and you know, trying to do, you know, work with the public. I told myself after working at Target many moons ago, I was like, I'm never gonna do retail ever again. But then Michael's popped up, and it was like, oh, I like Michael's. Oh my gosh, I like Michael's, you know, type of thing. And I'm like, that would be a dream job. And it was. But I was always broke, because I was, and always inspired. There was always something on some aisle. It didn't matter what aisle, that I would find something that would inspire me to do art. And it killed me every time. You know, I don't know. It's just like, it was so much fun. You know, and my muses would not shut up. They're like, oh, Kim, you can make this. Oh, Kim, you can make that. Oh, you can do. And then when, what was it called? The, what was that called? Art with Edge, from Crayola. I was like, oh my gosh, these comic books are the bomb. You can do a video, you know, or, you know, it's just like I caught all the sales. You know, it's just like, I just was always broke. And then by the time I get home and I had the time to work on something, it's like, oh, you were inspired? Oh, my bad. And then I'd get to work and it'd be like, oh, we can do this, we can do that. Yeah, it was a bad addiction. It was a bad place for me. Bad. Oh my gosh. Teaching is taking up your time and energy. Yeah, I can imagine. 3 months and I'm free. Sweet. Faux head. You know, full head, 5 head. Um, let's see, at Michael's. I didn't start our classes there. They didn't pay much. Yeah, yeah. Exactly, exactly. On every aisle, and then throughout the day you got to clean up. Yeah, exactly. Exhausting. And throughout the day you got to clean up, or the shift, and then you got to chase people. Um, you know, some people, a lot of people I worked with were really good, hard-working folk. But there were some that liked to hide. Some people were really good with others, really good with working with the customers, and it's so easy to get caught up with somebody who has the same passions as you do, and it's like you want to show off your ugly grandkids by whipping out your phone and going, hey, look at my art, you know. Oh man, yeah, those were the days. Here, look at my ugly grandkid. But that's the place where you get bad. I know. It had its fun, but oh my gosh, Christmas was something else. They told me it when I my first year working there. They said that they would talk about Christmas with this 1,000 yard stare, like back in Nam, and oh my God, Christmas was nuts. I have never seen the like. We would go out and get the carts, right? And one of my guys went out to go get carts, and he's like, he's pushing on it, and it's like it's not moving. And he's pushing, and it's not moving. And he looks down, someone frickin' stole the wheels. I mean, that's how frickin' nuts Christmas was like. I mean, it was just absolutely, yeah. I was a manager. I ended up being I don't know if I was considered an assistant manager. Yeah, I guess it would be. And yeah, so I did that for a while, and it was hell on my feet. By the time I was done with the day, I could not feel my feet. I don't know how people could do it. Work those kind of, just working the register wasn't so bad because you weren't moving all over the store. You weren't being, and I was all over that damn store. Oh my gosh. And we had one of the bigger stores. It was like, of course you did. Oh my gosh. The place always felt like it was packed. It always felt dirty because people were always trashing it. People would come in, bring food, and just leave it on the shelves. It's just terrible. Yeah, the one in Tampa. I worked at the one in Tampa. What was it called? In Carrollwood. I worked there. And that was a bit of a jaunt for me, but oh my gosh. Oh. But yeah, that was the life. May I never have to do it again. But it was different. It was different. It's an experience. I was hired also for the Dick Blick that they brought out here. But Michael's is closer, and they called me first. They called me back first. But I think I would have liked Dick Blick. Not just because it has Dick in the name, but yeah, I would have liked that place too. It was smaller. It was considerably smaller. But yeah, I think I would have liked that place as well. When one didn't have something, Dick would definitely have it. So you get it where you can. Let's see. All right. So let me stop playing with her hair. We should put some. Let's see. We'll put some blue highlights in there somewhere, wherever I think the light might hit it. Nope, that's not blue. There we go. See, light would probably hit it on that side, but it probably hit it in pink. Now, we'll just keep it all blue. She'll have her own little sheen. Yeah, yeah. Um, um, but they didn't have everything. But like when people were looking for, what was it called? Um, Stuff to do, shirts. What does it call that stuff? Like silk screening. All of a sudden that was a thing, and people were like, "Oh, you guys got any?" We had one little area that had silk screening, and it was very piddly. It just wasn't that big with Michael's. And then, but when they needed all kinds of stuff that Michael's was good for things that like record players. They threw a record player at you. It's like, what does this have to do with art? Stuff that impulse buys. That's what I'm trying to say. Impulse buys. Very good with impulse buys. No comment. Lollipop's not like, yeah, exactly. But Kim, you can use this. Kim, you could do something with this. Oh, yeah, yeah. There was always the muses. I had a lot of muses. Michael's loved me for that. It's like I may as well own stock in the company as much as I buy into it. I was, wow. And my house was full of like art supplies. Lots and lots of pencils, crayons, especially crayons. Oh my god, I went batshit crazy with crayons. Catch the sale, catch the sale. You can use these. And then I got good with them. Yeah, impulse is good at times, but rent and being able to eat is even better. You know, yeah, even my son worked there for a little bit, but because I was a manager, we couldn't work the same shift, and then it got to the point where we couldn't work at the same store. As soon as I turned manager, my son happily left. He happily departed. It's like, oh, I can't stay. Aw. He ran like hell. He was a good worker too. They really liked him. But and they worked his butt too. He got to stop. He was one of the night stalkers, not night stalkers, night stalkers. You're good with the crayon stick. I'm good with the crayon color. The crayons. Like I've done like some art with edge colorings, and I went and grabbed. I know, right? Behave, behave. Oh, behave. Oh, now we gotta bring in. What's his name? Mike Myers. That was funny. With the Austin Powers. Oh, behave. It's got to be a character that kind of reminiscent of that. Yeah, the 80s shall rise again. Terrible. Grab this color here. Just drop that on in. Now, I'm not really concerned with anything being like, I don't know, super detailed and whatnot. Not, at least not right now. Not yet. Oh, I didn't even think to use the I can use that to define some of the shape. Like, let me drop that. Just a little bit more of the shape. It's not too obnoxious, but it's like it's hard to see what's going on because of the dark tones. There we go. And that kind of lights it up a bit. I don't know. I did. You know, who really likes them is my daughter, and I didn't expect her to like 80s movies. I did like, well, the funny ones. The funny ones. You know, the things that are iconically 80s, like Weird Science and things like that. Iconically stupid and Porky's, you know. And yeah, those movies were okay. I mean, it's what we had, you know. What could you do? Let's see. This is just to define the fingers here. This is like we can't see what they're doing. And even if it's not, oh yeah, let's go ahead and light stuff up. There we go. Since she's going to be casting a spell or throwing out some rays or something. Back to the Future, the iconic stuff, definitely. But yeah, my daughter told me, it's like, Mom, you guys had some cool movies back in the 80s. I'm like, yeah. E.T. and stuff like that. That stuff was fun. And now everything else is just a mockery of all the other things. Okay, now let me get to my boy. Okay, so can I... Let me see what layer he's on. Okay, what about the rest of him? Is he here? Yes, he is. So I have to keep... Okay, so if I bring this down here, I'll merge these two together, and then I'm going to make another layer and outline him a little bit better. Oh, I should put him on his own layer. Let's see. Let me grab. Oops. Grab. And I gotta come up with a flower of some sort here. Oops. I think I have to select. Yeah. Okay, let me try it one more time. See, there's nothing on there. Okay. Let's see. So the layers that he is on. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Let's see. So as long as that's... Yeah. And I'll leave the sword alone. Okay. Alrighty. Hey, thanks for popping in. And have a great morning. I'll catch up with you again. But think about, what is it called? The 100 Days of Making Comics. Especially if you'd like to collaborate. We could probably collaborate on something like that. For 100 days. Or at least 30 days. We'll figure out something. Have a great one, Randy. And thanks again for popping in. But yeah, I'd love to do like a collaboration. Just something completely random. Something that I hadn't thought of. Something that I don't have any kind of idea of. Oh, great. Okay, so I've got that. I got the selection. So he's on his own layer. So now I can delete him from this one. Yeah. And I don't see why everybody else can't participate either. It's something to have fun with. You know, it's like, yeah, help make that. Yeah, and Tatted Hearts has been a really big contributor. And I've been very appreciative. I really enjoy ideas and, you know, the randomness of it all is pretty cool. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and get our guy going here. I'm going to make a new... Let's see if I've got... Can I make a new layer without having to delete anything? Yes! Okay. And I'm wondering if I should make him brown so he'll... No, we've been consistent with black all this time, so we'll stay with black. Okay. And I still need to work on her outline as well. Okay. Let's get her out the way real quick. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to use the studio pen. I'm going to drop that down to 1. I'm going to zoom in. And I will put the lines, let's see, I think, okay, not on this layer. This is going to be my draw over layer. Let's see, we'll use it on this layer. And see if I can still do it. Yes, they'll show. Actually, let's see, not that layer. Because if I erase, then I'll erase the color. I don't want to do that. So we'll do it on his layer. Let's see, I could probably just make this a little bigger. Let's see, I want to use a little bit of brown. And I want to channel that 80s makeup. Let's see. But 80s makeup is like really bright. Let's see. So instead of it being brown, we'll give her the brown contours and stuff, definitely. Make that a little softer. Let me see what her nose looks like. Okay. Let's see, I think her cheekbone is a little too prominent here. Because she does have more of a... Let me see. Right here. Whoops. Sometimes I think I've got the right brush and I find I don't. Let me go ahead and take some of that out. This is why I hate all these multiple layers. Yeah, cheekbone was a little too prominent. And we'll bring this out a little bit more. Just kind of smudge it outwards. Come back to this layer. Oop. Help to have the right color. Too big. There we go. And then we'll throw a little bit of that blue ambient light or something like that, maybe. Nah, we won't do that yet. Don't want to go too far out. There we go. Oh, it's on the wrong layer. Coloring the wrong layer, woman. Back, back, beast, back. No coloring on this layer. It's all outlined. Color on that layer. We'll bring this down a bit. Crap. 7:05. Okay. So for those of you who are just joining me, and oh, it's erasing. See, just when I thought I was on the right brush, this is, I think I'll make this the final day of the, because this has gone on too long, of the day 21, jumping into the fray in civilian clothes. Let's see, and we'll throw this and make that black. Oh, jinkies. Okay. When you undo things, I guess it undoes everything, darlings. We do need an outline, though. Outline her hair a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to use a little bit of the hair brush. Bring that down a little bit more. Okay, I've got to bring a little bit of this brown. Okay, so I'm thinking I got to do 80s makeup, so let's take a quick peek for some 80s makeup ideas here. 80s. Now I remember that it was bright. Oh God, yeah. Okay, so let me bring this over so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, we can channel the 80s. We'll do that. Let's see. Instead, let's see. Let's go ahead and get rid of some of this some of these tones here. Move this over. So, think bright. Bright and happy and hopeful, and then smash it to pieces. Let's go ahead and get the and we'll light her up. Let's see, we got the soft hair brush. Let's see, my favorites. I'll use the light brush here, and where we saw like that green, let's see, we'll make that like a blue. Yes, we'll bring it down a little bit, and we'll put that around the eyelids. Oh, that's right. It was. I didn't want her to look too tardy, but it's gonna happen. It's a bit much, isn't it? Let's see. Let's get out of that. Maybe less is more. Let's try this. Let's see. We'll put a streak here. And then we'll put pink here. And we'll have that streak by the side there. And then it's gotta, we'll put a little bit more here. And then maybe we'll blend it upwards to yellow. Terrible makeup. Let's see if we can blend. Blend, blend, blend. But you just got to keep in mind, when you're evil, you are a trailblazer. Nobody can tell you look bad. Oh, okay. Let's see. Maybe I could do a little bit better. Let's see. Let's get out of that. We back it up. Back it up, Kimberly. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Get rid of it. Make it go away. There it goes. Okay. So we'll do a hint of the pink. We won't go too overboard. Even aliens have their standards. So pink on the top, blue on the bottom. Come on, you. It won't zoom in. There we go. There we go. Back that up. Get that a little smaller. I'll just give it a hint there. Kind of soften it around the edges here. And we'll do the other one too. Just kind of soften it there. And then we'll get that blue again. Yeah, they weren't about the black. Not back then. It's all about the color. Bright neon craziness. Okay, and then let's see, we'll go ahead and blend these guys together. And there should be a yellow in there, but nah. Okay, so let's clean up. See, I think that's the layer with the lines. Yeah. So I'm just gonna blend that in. I'm a diva, damn it. I don't deserve this kind of treatment. Alright, how prepared are you? I hate that the media is capitalizing on the damn coronavirus. Everything is coronavirus. Talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. Make them fear you. Make them fear, period. We're going to war. We're all gonna die. And it's all someone else's fault. And then when it doesn't happen, there's no apologies. There's no anything like that. No, of course not. It's whatever gets that attention. It's like jumping on the Onision train or something like that and bugging him. And I mean, yeah, he's a dick and everything like that, but you know, there's other things to make videos about. I don't know why all that stuff has been popping into my my sphere of confidence. There is no confidence here. No. Yeah, it's just been annoying. I mean, it's like I can understand one or two videos on an obnoxious person, but billions? I'm like, come on, y'all. Think about something else. You taking yeah. I don't know if you guys have run across them, but there's been this slew of people like bashing Onision, and yeah, he's a dick, and he probably deserves it. But it's like that's all some of these people do is bash on one person, and how is that not bullying? I don't get it. I mean, yeah, he said some really obnoxious and stupid shit, but I've moved on. You know, these people are obsessed. And I start to look at them and question, and it's like, why are you so obsessed over this man? I know you don't want anybody else to give him any attention, and he's probably bashed you more or less to your face, but it's like, let it go, let it go. Maybe he'll go away. Maybe he won't. I don't know. I didn't care. I'm just tired of seeing it. So I will start the blaze and talk about something else. Someone else. Let's talk more about me. Nah, just teasing. Nah, but really. Yeah, folks need to move on. Life is too short to tear down folk all the time. Maybe once in a while, but all the time. Wow. Well, who am I? This is America. You do what you want to do. Do what you like. Eat how you like. Bash what you like. Draw what you like. Feel how you like. I like that song. Alright. Okay, so there we be for now. Let's see. Oh, I still haven't done the damn sword or the guy, so I guess there's one more day. And then I'll probably just put all of it together in one little video. Alright, so for everybody who's just joining me, I'll go ahead and run through this real quick, and this will be it for today. And then I'll be doing some videos on some character development. Developing the 7 characters, that way I can do the last week. Okay, so this is 30 days superhero challenge. 30 days superhero challenge. And this is day 21, part 3. And it's been just like an evolution. It's like you kind of have an insight to what's going on in my mind and my thought processes as I'm creating this. And if you caught any of the days, you'd be able to see some of the source images that I use and some of the inspirations. The villainess here with the very, very big shoes, she is a product of the 80s, inadvertently. American programming has bombarded her particular dimension. And I was just illustrating what my brother's pants looked like back in the 80s. And, or was that 90s? Oh my god. Anyway, I think it was partially, yeah, it was 80s. Poor thing. Anyway, yeah, so, the fellow down below here, he's number 4 that was selected, at random, by a random generator. And he can channel, weapons based off of the tarot cards he pulls. And also the tarot cards that he pulls are also randomly generated from seventhsanctum.com, which is one of the places where I have, well, the place that I am going to for a lot of random ideas. Because some of this stuff I would never even thought of, to be honest with you. So, now this is jumping into the fray in civilian clothes. And you see now it's a triangle shape. I tried to throw in a little bit of element of design into this, so there's going to be a lot of triangles and triangular shapes here. As I was drawing, one of my faithful subscribers, Tatted Hearts, came up with an idea for the evil character. Just as a suggestion, it's like, wouldn't it be cool to see an evil character with hair that has a mind of its own? And I'm like, hey, why stop there? Why don't we have the hair be the sentient being and the body be just like a hair clip? So that's basically what we've got here. And Tatted Hearts is a big freaking fan of Ariana Grande. So I made it into Ariana Grande. Who is a creature that has her whole culture has been shaped by the 80s, or rather 80s programming. So she's kind of channeling oh my goodness, I just lost my thingy here. Give me 1 second. There it is. Yeah, so she's kind of channeling there we go. Replay, gosh darn you. Okay, anyway, but that's basically where we are thus far. Let's see. We'll keep going. Replay. Yeah, for some reason I lost my replay on the screen. So, goodness. Ba-ba-ba-na-na-na. So I'll leave this with you guys. But basically, that's what's going on. Is I've come up with some ideas. I'm like, well, why don't I try this? So I toss it in there. Why don't I try that? Let me toss that in there. And this character here, he's not the biggest fighter. Well, actually, he was my giant. And I shrank him down. Whenever he loses power, I shrink him down to like human size. And in his civilian-ness attire, he is like Peter Dinklage. He's a little person. And his power, basically, he's in, he usually wears like a dog onesie, and that's a super suit for him. Aliens, who figures? Who knows? When you reproduce by sucking on somebody's face and implanting them that way, it is what it is. So doggy suit as a super suit, it is what it is. So anyway, he pulls a random card, and whatever appears on that card is what he can manifest in real life. So basically, he's pulled the sword. I figured that would be like a major arcana type of thing, and a big sword is coming after her. And I'm pretty much showing my thought process is like, okay, all right, so what shall we have him do? I mean, he's too, it would be too big to be, and he's supposed to be in civilian clothes, so he can't be in the dog costume. So I have the pug tail from his dog costume holding on to the card behind his back. He's kind of I don't know what he has in his hand. It could be a book. And he is handing her a flower. I had to figure out, I hadn't gotten to his civilian identity. So I looked it up on seventhsanctum.com and just generated something. And it turned out that he's a hermit in search of enlightenment. So I'm having him give her a flower from the Church of a Religious Consciousness. Airplane movie from back in the 80s, and he is giving her a flower, and she's like, oh, okay, all right, one of you type people, here, run away or whatever. She's about to crush him with her hair before she crushes the other people, and then she realizes too late that there's a sword coming right at her. So that's what we've got going on right now. And then it's just me trying to design. And then once I start to bring in, like, I noticed there's a whole bunch of white space on the left. And I'm like, well, I'll figure it out. I don't know. And then I'm like, Tatted Hearts popped in, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So basically, the character pops in, says, you bitches owe me money. I'm going to kill you all. So that gives me a chance to make her big and introduce her. So there she is there, and then you go over towards the right, and it's like, oh, you're trying to distract me? Well, I'll just take your little bitch ass out with my hair. And just as she's about to do that, there should be a couple panels in between where we have the people she's talking to and cowering behind. They are, and every now and then you'll see like this bright color with two people on it. Those are the people that she's trying to attack. It would have been too busy to have them. There they are, right there. So we've got them, but she angles the one that's holding the guy. She's shoots a bolt of something. She dodges and happens to look over her shoulder at the sword that comes. So that's where my thought process is, or has evolved into. And it's really fun doing this random generator stuff. I'm not really great with clothes, but I kind of have an idea based on the type of character, what they are, and what they're up to. So that's what's going on. And you guys, thank you so much for joining me. It's got like a few more minutes to get you caught up to today. Now today is with all the dark colors here. And I thought I would bring in the 80s in a big way with the neon. So I colored her black with the neon, so that'll pop out really well with the light colors that are going around in her outfit. And then we're just pretty much filling it in and stuff and cleaning up some of the lines. Unfortunately, I spent a lot of time on her and coming up with her look that I didn't get a chance to finish up the guy. So that's what's going on right here. It's getting finished, and she's a lot of fun. I don't see her surviving this episode. So the host club is safe for the day, uh, due to this particular person's intervention. And that is where we are. So you guys, thank you again for joining me. And if you've got any ideas and stuff, I'm playing with the idea of doing another, well, of this becoming a comic book, or a comic series on Webtoons. So I'll let you guys know when I start to post. But you're here from the ground up, basically, seeing these people. And if you were here earlier, you'd hear some of the discussions of some of the new bad guys that'll be appearing, because I do need villains. Do I need villains? Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. But yeah, these are all rough, really rough, because it's all like on the fly. But it is what it is, and that's where we are. Alright, Shuggy Duggy, we are out of here. Gotta get going. And you guys, thank you so much for joining me. And the next time you'll see another video, it'll be a speed video. I don't know if I'll do a voiceover. It'll might be just music, with everything completed. Alright, have a great one. And I might even put it in a sequential type form so that it's actually, playing out as a scene. We'll see. I don't know. Life gets in the way sometimes. Alright, take care. Bye-bye. Snicky! I'm glad you popped in. Take care, darling. I gotta get going. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.